Have you ever missed your flight and then you go into panic mode? Well, if it will make you feel better, you are not alone. Many of us have gone through such an experience even once in our lives. My story. In fact, I missed my plane recently because the shuttle service failed to pick me up. I took a taxi at the last minute, but it was too late. I was told the next plane going to my destination wouldn't leave for 11 hours, or 3 a.m. I calculated the cost of getting a taxi and returning for another night to the hotel would cost in excess of $150. Therefore, I opted to just hang out in the airport. I walked around looking at the stores and restaurants, ate 2 meals, bought some souvenirs, and played games on my laptop. Honestly, it worked out fine for me. However, for others, this might turn out to be a nightmare. The credit card you use to book the flight. One good thing for me is that I book all my flights using my Chase Sapphire Reserve credit card. I suggest getting the Chase Sapphire Reserve credit card and charge every plane ticket to it. If your flight is delayed 6 hours or longer, they will reimburse reasonable expenses: hotel, cab to hotel, meals, etc. Up to $500 per person on your itinerary, as long as the plane ticket was originally charged to your card. What happened to my friend? A friend of mine was stuck at the Kolkata airport recently, and it was not a pleasant experience for him. Now, if you have never been to Kolkata airport, I would like to say there's pretty much nothing to do there. You can stay inside the airport and the waiting room, but there is only one food stall and rows of chairs. The nearest washroom was 10 minutes walk from the airport. My friend told me that he ended up having a big argument with the lady security guard who didn't allow him to go back inside the airport. Yes, only people with departure tickets are allowed to go inside. Anyway, he somehow managed to talk to the airport manager, who gave him a stamped pass inside the airport, only to use the washroom for the night. His phone was pretty useless, as he was unable to connect to the airport Wi-Fi. For a phone and internet addict like him, I can imagine how upset he must have been. He had nothing to pass the time. He said he had no books, nothing to get past those hours. The people in the waiting area had already called it a night and grabbed whatever corner they could find. Strolling with his carry-on bag, he said he went to have a cup of coffee at the only available stall. The person awake was the coffee seller and a white guy. He knew it was going to be a long night, and a cup of coffee was fuel for the night. He ended up starting a conversation with the two men, and that helped to pass some of the time until they both seemed to have gotten tired of talking and wanted to call it a night. My friend got through the ordeal, but said he would never travel without a book, a seat cushion, an old newspaper, a few game apps on his phone, a VPN Travel Router and VPN account, and a radio headphone. He even went as far as deciding to bring a towel to spread on the airport bench to lay down. He also indicated that he would definitely not leave home without his neck pillow in case he had to sit up sleeping. Different experiences. These are 2 separate stories from 2 different individuals. This means that everyone can have an entirely different experience because it depends on so many variables, such as time zone, hours before the next flight, the specific airport amenities, the time of day, the cost of getting on a cost-effective flight, whether you have family close by, and the items you have in your carry-on to pass the time. There are some awesome hotels that are even right in the secure zone of many major airports across the globe, many that are physically connected to the airport itself, and of course, hundreds of thousands of airports that are within a very short mass transit or cab ride. Some of them aren't even that expensive. My favorite layover airport hotel, if I'm stuck for more than 12 hours at Heathrow, for example, is a Travelodge just outside the Hounslow Station Underground line. If you book it in advance, it's approximately £30 for the night. That being said, if a hotel truly isn't an option, I present to you the Backpack Traveler's Resource. Sure, it may sound a little cheap and degrading at first, but continue to watch the video, and you'll soon discover that it can be a fun experience to share the airport with fellow airport sleepers. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future videos like this one. Now let's continue. Invest in a good quality eye mask, not the cheap ones they give away for free from an airline, but one that completely blocks out the light and lets your eyes move around to facilitate good REM sleep. My favorite is Manta Sleep Mask. Upgrade your sleep. It is worth every penny. Thermarest makes a good inflatable seat cushion, which could double as a pressure relief pad for your shoulder blades or hips. I wouldn't bother with a full-size mattress pad. That's going to be a huge amount of excess bulk and weight. And where would you be storing such a huge commodity anyway? So skip that one, even though I have seen people at the airport with blow-up twin mattresses. I know there are a ton of memory foam U-shaped pillows out there, to each their own. And if that works for you, great. But I find them bulky and only marginally helpful. If I have to sleep sitting up, I prefer a Releaf Collar. It keeps my neck from flopping over and getting a kink. The bottom line is when you find yourself stuck at the airport, whether it is your fault or not, and you have few options, just accept the situation, make the best of it, and tomorrow is another day. If you had somewhere specific to go, you are going to miss it anyway, and you can always make arrangements for later. In other words, don't beat yourself up over it. Don't get stressed over a situation that you cannot control. Start making a list of must-have items you are going to purchase for the next time that this happens to you. Hope this video gave you some insights. Until next time.